Assassin's Creed games begin, usually with a very cool, or sometimes boring, title card. And today I thought, let's just rank the intros to the Assassin's Creed games, because I've totally not run out of ideas. No, I genuinely thought this would be quite a fun video, because the openings of these Assassin's Creed games vary massively. And also, I couldn't be bothered to do a proper ranking, so we've got a good old-fashioned tier list. Okay, before we start, my jacket is not on my door. Okay. My bed is made. The room is clean. Okay. We can begin. Before we start, I do want to give a shout out to AKG9, that's whose video we're going to be using today, looking at all of the title intros from the first game to Mirage. Okay, so the funny thing about the first game is that it doesn't really have, like, an opening title drop of sorts. I mean, it does technically have the trailer, which plays at the beginning of the game every time you boot it up, and at the end, as you can see here, I mean, technically, but I'm gonna say this doesn't really count. I didn't name the tiers. There we go, that'll work. So where does Assassin's Creed 1 go on the tier? Well, I'm gonna say missed the mark, just purely because they didn't think to do one.
It is a good life we lead, brother.
The best. May it never change.
And may it never change us.
It's so good. The Assassin's Creed 2 intro is absolutely iconic. I mean, you have this tragic element because you know that things are not going to go well for this Florentine nobleman and his brother. You know, Ezio and his brother are just living their life, they're having a nice time, and you just know that everything's gonna go to shit. And you're just waiting for it to happen, and it has this sort of tragedy to it, because you know everything's going to go badly. Also, the fact that Assassin's Creed 1 doesn't have an intro retroactively makes Assassin's Creed 2's more impactful, because you're not expecting it, so when it drops, you're like, okay, not only are we back, but we're locked in. And so Assassin's Creed 2 has to go in hype.
This decision is yours alone to make. Only do so quickly. Give it to me. You can do with it as you will later.
Bene.
Jump!
I like how the music is just totally off time. It's just... How long are we gonna wait until the title drops? Why is it off to the side? Wait. Okay, so the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood one is really weird because it seems to reuse the same animation from 2, where the logo appears. But in that game, the logo appeared on the right-hand side because the characters were on the left. Brotherhood's... He jumps off the ledge with Mario. And then there's like a 10-second gap of nothing where we're just waiting and the music's playing and we're just waiting. Then it says Ubisoft Presents and then the logo pops up. Like, we just get this flat shot of Rome for like 10 seconds before it actually does something. I think you could really easily just re-edit this so the timing is proper. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Miss the Mark. Like, it's not boring. I mean, it comes at a point in the game where it's like... the game starts, play the opening. Like, I think they could have picked a better time. I mean, probably after the whole siege on the villa would have been a great time to be like, oh, by the way, the game has just begun. Okay, so the Revelations one appears to also just be the cinematic trailer. I completely forgot that. I was sure that Revelations had, like, an opening title card, but I guess not. The E3 trailer for Assassin's Creed Revelations is the best E3 cinematic trailer for Assassin's Creed. Hands down. I can see why they used it in the game, and it is an extended version of sorts, so it's got a little bit more to it, and dropping the title card there, I don't know, it still feels like the main menu is just about to appear, not the actual game. They could have maybe dropped the title card when he gets to Constantinople after Masyaf. That could have worked, maybe. But yeah, I don't know what to rate this, because, okay, look, it's good enough, but I wish they'd done something a bit more creative with the potential here. Oh my god. This is just art. A work of art. There is something about the Assassin's Creed 3 opening that is just so good. I mean, it takes a long time. Like, Sequence 1 is quite long, and by the time you get that payoff, like, okay, when are we going to drop the title card? How about when we get to America, when we see the set piece for the first time, when we see the playing field, you know, the board in play. This is where we're going to do battle. For that, it succeeds massively. And I tell you what, as an 11-year-old playing this game, it was nothing but hype. I totally forgot Assassin's Creed Liberation even had an opening card. I don't remember anything about Liberation. It's taking a long time to get going. And then it just kind of appears. It's just good enough. There's nothing... I mean, it kind of harkens back to the AC2 one, but Liberations is not... I don't know, it's not really doing it for me. It's just kind of boring. I mean, it's got a couple of, like, camera zoom outs and stuff, which seem very of the time. But, I mean, I don't remember where in the game this happens. But it's good enough. It's good enough. It does the job. It's fine. It's not the best, but it's fine. That is pretty much just Liberation, actually, in a nutshell.
Lively Havana. I've been here once before.
Okay, I got a bone to pick with Black Flags because I'm gonna say it misses the mark. It's not as bad as... Look, we'll order them afterwards. It's not as bad as Brotherhood's, but I think it's got so much missed potential. I mean, Assassin's Creed 4 is like regarded as the best Assassin's Creed game. The title card happens too late into the game. Like, you're at least an hour and a bit in by this point. You've had to do the whole tutorial section and the whole modern day section. Like, I think that's what really makes this, like all the momentum, all of the steam just deflates because of how long it takes for the title card to appear. Like, the modern day sucks the wind out of every Assassin's Creed game, but especially in this case, you've spent so much time in the game that by the time this title card drops, you've, like, done a bit of modern day stuff, and, like, there's, like, I don't know, half an hour where you're not even playing as Edward, and then the second you return to the Animus, it's like, Assassin's Creed, like, that's the experience you're gonna get. It's a little bit of Edward and a lot of this. And I'm like, okay, you kind of missed the point there, buddy. In my opinion, it should have happened when you put on the assassin robes for the first time. When Edward steals the robes from Duncan, it should play the title, then you do the little set piece and you find Steed Bonnet. That, for me, is where that perfectly fits into place, but hey, they chose... They did miss the mark. They really missed the mark with the potential, because they did put it in, but they didn't put it in a very good place. And why did they go with gold? Why did they go with a gold typeface? I think it just blends in too much with the background. It doesn't stand out, you know?
What course would you have me set, Shay?
Time to report back to the mentor. Wouldn't you agree?
Wise words, Captain. Wise words.
Assassin's Creed Rogue is also, like, hurtling to the finish line before the game's even started, so, like, it throws the title card in after, like, the first mission, and I do think it's in an appropriate place. It's when you get your, you know, ship for the first time, and it's when the pacing of that opening set piece starts to calm down. Like, I think it's in a good enough place. It maybe should have appeared when you go back to the homestead for the first time, because you're getting that, like, nostalgia hit, and you see all the characters. Okay, picture the scenario. Shay turns up at the homestead, we get a little glimpse of all the characters doing their thing, and then the title card drops. Because it's like, here's all the people you're gonna have to kill. Boom. Rogue. That could have worked better. As much as I think that would have been better, I don't think this missed the mark. I think it's appropriate. It has this somber sort of, oh no sort of aspect to it. And for that, I think it's good enough. Unity's is pure hype. Unity's is pure hype. Okay. It takes a long time before you get this opening as well, but the difference is, I think the opening of the game is like rocket, like set piece. Arno's father gets killed. Arno's stepfather gets killed. And then you have the whole interaction with Elise and stuff, and then it finally sort of crescendos with this sequence at the Bastille. You have the Bastille being stormed, there's all this sort of, you know, you're all over the place, and then it ends with Arno leaping off. He takes the leap, he makes his decision to join the assassins. And that is what kickstarts the events that will lead to the French Revolution. I think that's really cool. And the music and the way you almost take the form of an eagle, you swoop over the city and you get to see the brand new sort of city of Paris fully for the first time. It nails it. I'm not, actually, you know what, I'm not going to put it in hype. I'm going to put it in hype. Never mind.
Jacob Fry? You might just be right.
Then shall we?
Yes. Let's. Onward to London.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate is a very interesting one, because Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I believe, from what Slider V2 showed on one of his videos, was meant to be for a cancelled co-op experience in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It was meant to use the transition of the train over London as you left London. Of course, it's been repurposed in the game to introduce you to London. And I think, compared to Unity, I mean, it totally flops. It totally flops. It's so boring. It's like, should we go to London? Yeah, let's do it. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I think it could have came after a bit more of a big set piece, like Assassin's Creed Syndicate just sort of starts really mundane, and like, I think I mean, the train thing, maybe. I think the way you do these openings is you establish everything about what this game's gonna be, and then you hit them with the, you know, now you've seen all of the game, welcome. That's sort of how I think these things should work. Syndicate just sort of, like, I feel like nothing has happened before you're already saying, yeah, get a load of us, we're Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and it's like, you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything yet. I'm gonna go with Miss the Mark just because of how much missed potential there is in Syndicate's opening. Like, the game has some pretty impressive set pieces where you could have melded something in, maybe the train. I mean, I know the train derails, but like, you know, maybe when you get your actual train, or maybe when you meet Henry Green and you get introduced to all of the Templars in London, Crawford Starrick could have dropped the title. Who knows? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Origins drops the title just after you get out of the cave. I mean, that's a fair time to drop it. They could have maybe done it during the actual action set piece, like, you know, when he does his opening speech and he's like when he says, everyone who sniffed the air that day in Siwa, and then he puts down the mask, bang, you cut to the title. I think that would have been amazing. But unfortunately, we get a very sort of like, it just floats onto the screen. It seems like we're not really caring about when it appears, and I think it also appears when you finish the game, which, that would have been a nice variation. I just wish they hadn't done both. It appears at the beginning and the end, so it's sort of like, I guess it bookends it, but I felt like, just do it once and pick a really good time to do it. I don't think it should have been at the beginning. They should have stuck with, like, once you finish the game, the first thing you see is the title. Yeah, I think Origins is going to go in good enough. Because it is, the one at the end is good enough. The one at the beginning is just a bit of a, why, like, did you have to do it? Did you feel an obligation to put it in? I think, yeah, I'll just pop it in there for now. Odysseys. I can't remember Odysseys at all.
Get me to Megaris. Now.
But I don't understand. Of all the places under Ilios, why risk our necks to go there?
The Wolf of Sparta is my father.
Okay, the music's kind of good. It's been a long time since I've seen this. Yes, 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 yes. I tell you what, say what you like about Odyssey, but that got me hyped. I'm gonna put it in nailed it, because although it's like not much like dramatically happening, this is the moment where you get off the first island and you begin the quest. Like, it comes at a point that makes sense. You're on your way to beginning the story, you know, like the outer world is now accessible to you, the story of your family heritage and that whole mystery is now starting to be unraveled, and now This is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like, you've been introduced to everything. You thought that was it. Now we're going to show you everything else. And believe me, there's a lot.
To England!
To England! For Valhalla!
I quite like that. I think Valhalla's also benefits, again, from, like, when they put it in the game, because a lot of these intros are very oddly placed. They sort of come at, like, too late or too early. Valhalla's and Odyssey's, like, they really nailed it on when the title should appear. Valhalla's appears as you leave Norway on your way to England. Like, what criticism could you have? It's absolutely perfect. And I like when they do the, like, sweeping, like, pan-outs and stuff. I mean, there's not much dynamic movement going on here with the camera or anything, but it's just a nice zoom out as you leave Norway, and it's like a fond farewell to your people as they move to this sort of mysterious land. And I like the effect they've put on. They've kept, like, a lot of the effects that they put on the main menu. I like having the logo being all white. It kind of puts, like, a nice sort of graphic on screen instead of just stamping the logo. I do like when they animate the logo properly so it fits in, and it's a subtle one, you know? It's not like a boom, here it is sort of thing. But I think they nailed it. I do think they nailed it with where they put it in the game. It's alright. It's alright. Mirage's is okay. I'm gonna say it's good enough. It is pretty much just the Origins one, but even less is happening this time. So, I don't know. I mean, it has like a nice Mirage effect on the text. Again, it appears all in white, and I don't know, it's just, it does come at a part of the story where it's appropriate. Because you've gone through the whole prologue, and then you hear word of stuff happening in Baghdad, and you rush to go and help, and then when you arrive, the title card drops. And that kind of makes sense. I mean, could it have been a little bit earlier on? Perhaps it could have happened when he finishes his training. That would have maybe made more of an impact, like a reveal of, like, this is him, he's now a fully fledged assassin, this is the game, like, oh, Assassin's Creed Mirage. But we didn't get that. It's a little bit more of a disappointing factor, I think. Okay, so now that we've gone through all of the mainline titles, I think it's time to rearrange these into an order that I'm happy with. And I will, you know, a lot of people are going to say that Assassin's Creed 2 has the best opening. They are probably right, but I don't just want to go with the obvious answer, and also Assassin's Creed 3 has slightly more nostalgia for me, so I'm gonna have to put Assassin's Creed 3's first. Sorry, I just like it. The music's great, Hatham's great, the build-up's great. It's great. It's also the only one where the text is, like, long, so there's a benefit. I will give Assassin's Creed 2 the second place, though. I think that is just utter perfection as an opening. It has such a tragic element to it as well. And then Unity in third. I think that's fair. Yes. And then I'm happy with Odyssey. I think Odyssey has a very good opening. Valhalla's, yes, I'm happy with that. Where do I rank these? Okay, Rogue is going to go up here. I quite like Rogues. Then I just thought, wouldn't this be really funny if somebody just clicked on this video and thought that this was my ranking of the games? Oh my god, I'd be done for. This is not my ranking of the games, so trust me. They're nowhere near this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I do think Rogues is better. Is Rogues better than Revelations? No, I'm crazy. I'm crazy, sorry. Revelations has that cinematic trailer that's just pure gold. I can't say that's better than just a zoom out from a ship. I can't. I've been a fool. Okay. The final one. Oh, God. Oh, God, right, okay. Brotherhood is last. Can we all agree that? Brotherhood is last. Wait. I've just realised I have a bottom tier that I've never used. Mirage is going in there. Mirage is as boring as Alexios. And you know what? I think Origins might just have to go in there as well. Yeah, I think it is. And then Assassin's Creed 1 is going at the bottom here. Is Syndicate's better than Black Flags? No. But Black Flags is in such an awkward place. Why did they put it there? Oh, I don't know where to put this. Fuck. I'm gonna put Black Flags above it. Am I biased because of the game? I think I'm biased because of the game. Just don't question it. I think I'm comfortable saying that is the final ranking. So the ranking goes: Assassin's Creed 3 has the best opening, then 2, Unity, Odyssey, Valhalla, Revelations, Rogue, Liberation, Syndicate, Black Flag, AC1, Brotherhoods is probably the most disappointing, and then Origins and Mirage is basically nothing happening. Yes, that makes sense. That does make sense. I'm happy. Okay, we did this. This is why I script all my rankings, because I second guess myself so much with these things. Something will sound fine to me until I look back at it afterwards and go, what the fuck? So ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully ranked all of the opening title cards in the Assassin's Creed games. I must say, the variety of content on this channel is breathtaking, isn't it? Thank you everybody who watched the Syndicate outfits ranking. That video was done fantastically. Very happy. I've got a bit of a surprise with what the next ranking of the outfits will be. It's not Origins. It's not Origins yet. We're doing a little detour in between, which will be interesting. I look forward to that. I've also got another scripted ranking that's coming soon of something that's not the outfits. So I hope you enjoy that. If you like this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more Assassin's Creed content. And I will see you in the next video.